everyone. Today I will present my topic because today our planet, our world have over 7.5 billion people, and the population increase a lot day by day. So there is a lot of people on our world, and one people, one culture is have different values. So the conflict is illusory, but most of us is try to harmonize to the other one, and don't want to harm the other. But there are also some people try to make the conflict with the rest of balance, like a kind of Kim Jong-un or something like some people like that. And so that is the reason that I make the conflict and culture. It's my outline about it. I have an introduction. Some style you can manage the conflict. Some factor of national culture and style to manage the conflict. The next one is how about emotional intelligence include to our decision to resolve the conflict. The next we'll be back in the strategy, and the sixth is some offer to solve the conflict, and the last one is conclusion. Define the conflict. This is a kind of perception. This is when you think some other people try to harm or decide. Have an intention to harm your idea or your stuff or something like that. Like Peter would like to have a look on your girlfriend or virus or something like that. That's the time virus feel the harmful from Peter. This is an outline of the conflict. Normally we have 5 steps for the conflict. First one is called potential. This is just a kind of potential. It's not really, but it just lie up on our mind. Normally, communication structure and personal variable will influence to the mind you are thinking about. For example, communication, like when we talk to each other every day, and there are some disagree or conflict we may light up in this state. Or structure, like in a company, sales department and marketing or financial department may have a conflict when they try to have to go to the final decision and the final target for the company. And personal variable also play an important role in this kind of distance. If the person who very easy and very kind, so he will make conflict maybe gone very fast, and if someone very how to say the hard people, so they will rate this go to the other next step. For the first step, it may lead the conflict to the next, but maybe not disappear. So for the second one we call is a condition. If the first step is come true, is going to lead to the second stage. That is the time we feel and perceive that the conflict will come true. Like right, just for example, the kinds of Peter would like to look at the virus girlfriend, and he just look at. But one day he come to the couple and talk to girlfriend. How are you? How is the number? So that is the time virus. Thing about is Peter is the enemy. Truly, is it right? And the third one is the intention. That is the play you gonna do in your mind. What kind you and what way you gonna play in this conflict. normally we have 5 styles: is dominating, avoiding, integrating, obliging, and compromising to resolve the conflict. Next, the 4th step is the behavior. This is the state that behavior visible. That is the time you will reaction to the other party, your enemy, to resolve the conflict. And the last stage is we call is outcome. There are 2 kinds of outcome to resolve after the conflict resolved. One kind is the performance is increased. One kind is the performance is decreased. The increased performance we have the other word like functional outcome. This is the conflict help you to increase the target and the performance of the group or the company. And this the balance is the case of negative is not good for the performance or the target or the company or the group. How many kinds of conflict we have? The answer is 4. This is about your personal and the group. Okay, for personal, first of all, we have inside our mind. Normally, I believe that everyone also has. Sometimes we have a conflict in our mind. Like this time we go to McDonald's, or sometimes we go to Noodle. This time I would like to go to the CEO of the company. And receive the salary monthly, or I have to self-employment, do the business by ourselves. Is in your mind. And interpersonal conflict is the conflict between 2 people, like what is normally occurring in very low hierarchy in our company, and is people normally face this interpersonal conflict, but it's gonna pass very easily because we try to harmonize the other people. And for the group level, we have intra-group conflict. This is the type of conflict we usually face to when we are talking something for a kind of project or something between our group to have the last decision or the last target. Intergroup conflict normally happen in company is happen between 2 groups. Like I say, like one side is a sales department and one side is a financial department. They are argue for the total sale of the year. Like financial department would like to tie the people who own the debt, and sales department would like to increase the customer would like to own the debt because they can increase the sale. It is so between sales department and financial department will have a conflict. They have to resolve the different perspective to have a final decision. Is all will be influence to the total turnover or sale for company at the end of the year. Okay, this year we change to the second part is style to manage the conflict. Normally we have 5 styles to manage the conflict. I talk about in order to divide the style management into 5 styles. We normally based on 2 factors. One is cooperative and one accessibility. Cooperative is what you want, and cooperative is what you want to give to the other people. and a safety net is what you want to receive from for Europe. So it's a little bit interesting that we have 5 kinds of animals to symbolize for 5 kinds of style here. First of all, we have dominating style is the style pupil to this style we will have a high access net and lower capacity net. Is like come on guy, what do you want from me? Come on, I'm waiting here, and what do you want for the conflict? Is so the track is the line for this one, and second is avoiding style is this guy to this style to manage the conflict. They will have low box accessibility and low cooperating. They try to withdraw from the conflict, don't want to involve into any conflict. The third one is integrating. This one we have a high accessibility net and also have a high cooperative net. There are one sentence for this one like in the conflict, give me a hand. This is for symbolize for everything they would like to pay to to pay the attention for the enemy or the partner in conflict. The obliging is low accessibility and high cooperative. That is the person would like to send a little bit of benefit or out to of his or her to the other partner in the conflict. And the last one is the compromising. Is everything is moderate, no win pupil or no lose pupil. So for these 5 kinds of style to manage the conflict, so I think we are very normally from the previously we normally choose the obliging style to manage the conflict because previously our ancestors have one sentence in Vietnamese, and I would like to translate into English for your reference. Like we step back one bank, and the sky is higher, and the ocean is broader and larger. So I don't know. It's just my opinion. And in our class we have 2 Vietnamese, so I would like to ask them how about how do you think about our Vietnamese style to manage the conflict? Because I choose the origin. We normally send a little bit benefit or what to to the enemy. So here I have 5 kinds of styles. So Sunny, what kind do you choose?
Maybe avoiding.
Avoiding. What do you think about that?
Just because again, I don't really know well.
Okay, thank you very much. Carla, how do you think about it? About Philippines?
I'm more of, in our culture, maybe in the Philippine culture, we have more of compromising. Like we can like jump and yeah, we would like take the risk. Yeah. So we are like risking
Everything I have.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are one thing where special thing like in the world, our Ho Chi Minh president say when we are attacked by the French, and in 1945, 1946, they like to talk to the people and to stand up to fight with the French in the like a paper to talk to the people. They have one sentence like we often obliging. We when we step back one back, the friends go forward 2 steps. So this time we cannot step back every time. So this is the last one, and we have to stand up to protect our country. Is one sentence from Ho Chi Minh president. Here is some characteristics for for the style that I talked about. For dominating this win-lose solution, if someone prefer to choose this one, is he prefer to win everything. And for the total is withdraw from the everything like conflict. So he or she try to maintain the relationship. And we have a very cute red on here. Owl. Is it owl? Owls here. This is the person who choose this one. Is try to have a win-win solution, win for property, and try to expand the range of possible option for everyone. And we have teddy bear here to a little bit sacrifice the benefit to maintain the harmony. And last one is compromising. We have the person who choose this one is to try to have a relationship undamaged. So here I'm going to talk about the national culture, because different culture we have a different style to manage the conflict. Like here we have a theory of Hoftex. Sorry, this word in German, so it's very hard for me. Hoftex, something like that. He have five factors about it. First of all, we have collectivism and individualism. Second one, we have uncertainty avoidance, power distance, long-term relationship, and the last one is masculinity and femininity. Regarding the national culture, is involved into our own style of we just talk about to manage the conflict. But I just wrote here that which kinds of national culture factor involve positive related to the kind we choose to manage the conflict. For example, for the uncertainty avoidance, so this uncertainty is high threat to the people who have a value of in this society, so they try to use some strategy or the way to avoid or to withdraw from the uncertainty. So they try to have they tend to choose win-win solution like integrating or compromising or obliging, so they can this is suitable to their value. For the second example is like long-term orientation. Is the people or individual in this culture would like to build up the relationship for a long time, so they try to use some time to remain this for forever, like integrating, compromising, or also obliging. Like and the third one I would like to say is masculinity. They would like to they usually use the dominating, because this style of management very fit with their value, because to maintain the masculinity. Here we have some example for this what I just talked about, like for example, like power distance index is China is very high, because they would like to remain their position or possession or something like that. They would like to share, for example, money or position to the other people. And this here we have very low in UK. And long-term relationship. Here we have a long-term is Korea, Japan, also China here. For example, for this one is I usually mistake here, is it Belgium or Germany?
Germany.
It's Germany. Sorry. is quite look like the color. And the short term is we have moderate. We have UK here in the middle, and very short is people from America. Okay. The next one I would like to talk is emotional intelligence, because it's very important to use emotional intelligence to detect to manage the emotion to control our job, because it's ability for us very important for us to read the emotion of the other people. Especially, it's very important for the person who is a manager. Like, is very useful for him to read the emotional of the subordinate and the other two, because the manager is the person who achieve through the other people. So this is very important. Normally, you have 4 factors. It's appraisal, self-emotion. Second, appraisal, the other emotion. Third one is regulation of emotion, and the last one is use of emotion. This is the relation between emotional intelligence and conflict management style. Here we have some 3 kinds of national culture. Here is collectivism, uncertainty, avoidance, and long-term relationship. Because these 3 kinds of national culture very involved to emotional intelligence, because the individual in this culture pays a lot of attention to find the emotion of the other people, to maintain their culture. And also integrating, compromising, and optimizing these 3 kinds of style. If the individual would like to choose these 3 types, they have to pay more attention to find the other emotions, so that you can keep the relationship and improve the outcome later. Okay, define bargain. This is the time we the lady and gentleman sit together and resolve the conflict, make a deal for the outcome. We have 2 kinds of bargaining strategy. One is distributive bargaining, and one is integrative bargaining. The first one we also we still call is this dysfunctional outcome, and will lead to dysfunctional outcome, and the second one will lead to functional outcome. If for the first one, this imagine is a pie, and all kinds of party would like to share to get as much of the pie possible. It's a kind of win-lose strategy, and people use this kinds of strategy, try to share less information as less as possible. Is very opposite with the second one. Is they would like to share as much information as possible to try to improve the outcome for both involved parties. So for the second one, they would like to try to build up the relationship for in the long term, and think about the subsequent job later for both sides involved the conflict. We have some idea to solve the problem. First one, you have feedback. Imagine I'm a partner in a team with Audrey, and we are working in a project. But I sent an email to her, but she spirit, but not reply to me. She spent a lot of time to take you the phone to take to 男朋友. So imagine how frustrating I feel about I cannot receive the feedback from Audrey. The second one is organizational communication must cover both formal and informal. 想什么? I'm sorry, just short. You know what? This time we are very lucky in our area here because the advantage of technology will take the other people come together closer. Like outside of the workplace, we have many kinds of tools or instrument to talk with each other. Like we have Facebook, Instagram, or some other social network. So it's very important in informal communication outside the workplace. So you can get more information about your friend, your colleague, or your hierarchy. It's very, especially in a manager would like to know more about his or her subordinate, about outside the workplace, something about family or some other than. So you can have a solution to fix the problem of the hierarchy below. And the third one is answering clear and concise information. Like when we use the email to when we use the email to send to like a subordinate, we should use a very simple word, one way word to transfer our message. It's very easy to think this one because. If we use the word with two meaning or more than that, is very it make the read person make a confused. So it's not good. It will raise the conflict. So it's not good for this one. And the last one is the delivering message effect. So this talk about the work we say and the action we do should parallel. So the other pupil, especially the subordinate, will see more about it. If not, the addition, the gap between the word and the action will more deepen and deepen. So the other pupil will don't believe in what we said and what we do. I just introduced some information about the conflict and some idea to defeat it. So I finished here. So thank you very much. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I just have a conclusion because I'm just hosting, so I want to finish as soon as possible. A conclusion, I just would like to summarize what we just talked. Is conflict is occur between the pupil to the lower group, the lower line, like pupil next to the group, or between some institution. Second one is the conflict to diagnose the conflict in science, but resolve the conflict in art. Is we have to be very flexible to resolve the conflict. If your idea is not good to solve the conflict, it will damage the relation or the value of between of you guys. The third one is talk about emotion intelligence. Is very important to for especially a manager. Different culture, different behavior. And the last one is if you can build up the integrating environment in your company or your group, the performance of your group will be achieved and more productivity. that actually finished here. Thank you.
Okay, any question? Yes.
How do you deal with conflict in general?
For me, I general choose the uplifting style to the conflict.
And for example, the interpersonal conflict, how do you deal with this?
Sorry
The
again.
interpersonal conflict. For example, you don't know if you want to eat noodle or McDonald's, as you said before. How do you deal with this situation? How do you decide for what you want to eat?
You know what? Because for example, once I would love to go to McDonald's, and once I would like to eat noodle, because it's not a big deal. So for me, I prefer noodle, but not instant noodle. Because instant noodle is very harmful for the health of people. So I choose the fresh noodle. It's not a big deal to apply a 5 style to choose a management conflict to choose something to eat, or like 清yuan or 一元 is fine.
And the example that you mentioned before, for example, you write her an email and she didn't reply you. Then what are you gonna do?
Because it's about the project and the job, so I will send more email to, for example, already to so after I have to receive the feedback from her. So I have to make sure the process which step we are now in the process. So because it influence to the performance of not only mine and our group. So I have to push her at least give me a feedback. If she has any kinds of problem or anything else like family or children or something like that with stick, so I can help her.
Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, because our time is quite
Okay.
hard.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. So I'm also going to be comparing two cultures, one of them being Taiwan and the other being my home country, Belgium. As culture is so big, I wanted to focus on one specific type of culture, student life. We all live in it right now. I thought this was really interesting as I'm a student, and what I'll be talking about today is why I'm talking about this, then I'll talk about my research method, the data that I found in comparing it to two cultures, and then make some conclusions, and then I'll answer all your questions. So why? Why am I talking about this? For me, I know Belgian student life. I've lived in it for 2+ years, so I wanted to compare that to the local Taiwanese students and their student life. As an exchange student, you kind of get to know the student life here, but not really. You still do the things that you do at home. You hang out with other foreign students, so you don't really know how the locals live in student life. So yeah, I wanted to compare the two countries. So I just want to make it clear that I did a survey to 20 students. 20 students is by no way enough to make a general assumption of how the whole Taiwanese culture is. Same for the Belgian culture. But for my research, I made a survey of 19 questions, varying various subjects in it, including inside of school and outside of school student life. 20 Taiwanese students participated and 20 Belgian students. And all this data I imported into Excel and made some graphs to easily compare the two. So with all this research, I came to the conclusion that I wanted to answer the question, how is student life in Taiwan different to the Belgian student life that I am used to living? So first and foremost, inside of school. Student life, many people think, oh, partying, friends, blah, 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 but really, student life also comes from inside of school. You study, you go to school, so there's different aspects of the inside school student life that I wanted to compare. First is how students decide what to study. My first question that I asked is, are you interested in what you study at university? This is, for me, a very important one. I think we mentioned it before, that some students really study what their parents want them to, in Belgium as well, I think in a lot of countries. And I wanted to see how that compares to the two countries. So for Taiwan, actually a lot of students, 65% really like what they're doing and they're sure that this is what they're interested in. Like a quarter of them are not sure yet. But when looking at Belgium, there's actually only 45% that know that they like what they're studying and 40% are not sure yet. So you see that the Belgian culture in this aspect is they're doubting if they really like what they study, which is weird because in Belgium in high school, you are able to take courses more specific to what you might do later. So you would think, Belgian students, when they decide in university, they must know, yeah, this is probably what I want to do since I've been doing it since high school. But see, Taiwanese students are actually a lot more certain in this aspect. Next, I know in Belgium, a lot of the time you are able to choose most of your classes. You have electives, but you also have mandatory classes. So I wanted to see, is it the same in Taiwan? And it is. A lot of students, 70% were able to choose both classes that they wanted to take, and then they had to take mandatory classes. So this aspect of Taiwan and Belgium is fairly the same. Next, whether the classes is interesting to them. So you just choose what you study. If you're happy about it, you can choose some classes that might be interesting to you. So now, are the classes that you're actually taking, are they interesting? Are you happy with them? Taiwanese students think 4 to 5 classes are interesting for them. So this is a pretty high percentage because 70, that's out of the 20, it's the majority of the students. When with Belgium, it's lower, it's only 50% of students. So to me, it kind of seems now, looking at it, that the Belgians are a little less sure of what they actually like and if they're actually doing what they want to be doing. So we're coming to a conclusion. The majority of the Taiwanese students are more certain on their study choice. They're happier. Or at least from the 20 students that I surveyed. So this could be completely different when I asked 20 other students. But from the 20 students, the majority are very certain that they are happy with what they study. And what we can see with both of the cultures, you have a choice in what you take. This could be affected by the types of school, I guess, and then most students find 4 to 5 of their classes actually interesting. Next is the motivation in school. So you go to school, you're interested in what you do, but are you actually motivated to go, to listen, to pay attention, and then to study afterwards? So this is kind of a weird question because this is very kind of controversial. If I ask anyone here, do you like coming to school? Most people are not going to be like, yeah, I love it, because you think of all the other things that you could be doing, and school might not be on the priority list of this. However, yeah, Belgium and Taiwan is basically the same. There's more students in Taiwan that actually like coming to school. And yeah, Belgians, they're just, I guess, not really into school. I don't know. Next, there's one thing about liking going to school and then actually going to school. So the next question I thought was important to ask is if they actually go to classes. As you can see, Taiwanese students, 90% attend all the classes that they can. So if they're sick, of course, that would be no, but if they can, they will come to class. If you compare this to Belgium, only 60% of students go. So you kind of already start seeing that Taiwanese students are a bit more motivated when it comes to coming to school, going to classes, than Belgian students. 25% of students in Belgium only go to classes that they like. I thought this was funny because it's so they're only motivated to go to the classes. Perhaps these are the classes that they chose themselves. So what could be the reason for this is they are motivated by whatever is interesting to them. So maybe 75% of their classes aren't interesting. That's why they only go to ones that they like. Next, again, you go to class, but what do you do in that class? Also shows motivation. I had a couple different options of answering. One is just listening to this teacher the whole time. The other is on your phone mostly. others completely not paying attention, and then there's a mix of all, because some people, yeah, you listen a little bit, you go on your phone a little bit, you listen a little bit, you go on your phone. So most students did say that they do a mix of this. They don't all 100% listen to the teacher. I mean, this is the exact same in Taiwan as in Belgium. The majority, both of them, have a mix. But what I did think was, again, showing how Taiwanese are more motivated in this aspect, is that 35% actually did say that they do listen to the teacher majority of the class, but only 15% of Belgians do. So that, I mean, these results, again, they're from 20 people, but from these, comparing these 20 people, you see that the Taiwanese are much more motivated in this aspect of the school. And last but not least, this kind of, I thought, could be connected to what they do in class. If students pay attention in class, maybe during their breaks, they want to relax for a little bit, which was true. 70% and 90% of Taiwanese and Belgian students, during their breaks, they hang out with their friends. They don't go and study, they don't go to their dorms to sleep, or I mean, some do, but majority likes to hang out with their friends. And what I thought it was, the students that decide to go with their friends, they're probably the ones that are paying attention to the teacher, because they're motivated in class, they have a break, they can relax, and then they go back to class and they're back ready to study. So what we can conclude from the motivation is the Taiwanese, they're way more motivated to go to class and to actually pay attention in class, while both sometimes like coming to school, and both really value taking breaks to hang out with their friends. Next, the last section of the inside of school is after graduation. This is something all students think about. I know I do. So I wanted to compare the student life in comparison to that. I asked the students if they're nervous for after the future. Personally, I am. So I thought wanted to kind of see how this would differ from Taiwanese culture to Belgian culture. And the majority of both students said that they are nervous for the future, and this could be for jobs. So I also asked, do you think you'll easily find a job that you like? And a majority, again, they don't think they will find a job they like, which is actually kind of unfortunate, because I looked up the unemployment rate in both countries is actually falling, which means that there's more jobs being created, meaning there's should be easier for you to find a job. So why are these students so scared of not finding a job they like? And I feel, this is my personal opinion, that maybe it has to do with the culture, or the generation of right now, the students now, our generation, or at least mine, we want things quick. We want to do things that we like. We don't want to start at the bottom, do something we don't like, and then after so many years, then finally do something that we like. So this could be affecting the results of these students. So yeah, I wanted to compare the students that are nervous for the future and those that think they won't find a job. And it's clear that the reason that they're nervous for the future is because they won't find a job. In Taiwan, the 10 students, or out of the 12 students that answered yes to being nervous, 10 of those people don't think that they will find a job easily. And in Belgium, it's the same. Out of the 13 students thought that they won't find a job easily. So I kind of connected the two and thought that could be a correlation between the two. So yeah, conclusion, both are nervous for post-graduation life, and they believe that it's difficult to find a job that they like. So now the part that I thought was mostly student life, but outside of school. So hanging out with your friends, partying, etc. First, we have to think about the studying at home. That's still part of the student life, studying for exams, doing homework, etc. So seeing if students study at home after school every day was something that I was interested in finding out, as that kind of correlates to what the next questions are. And no students, from the ones I questioned in Belgium or in Taiwan, study every single day after school. So that doesn't mean when you have homework, that means sitting down and learning all the information that you learned that day in school and just refreshing and really learning it. However, the majority only does studying after school when they have homework or when they have an exam, and then some students also just don't study at home. So next, seeing that the majority of students only work at home when there's an exam, I want to see how much ahead of time do they start studying for exams. And this in Belgium, there's a big difference. In Belgium, 60% of students starts 2 weeks before the exam. This is kind of part of the student life in Belgium. There's like a period, it's called blokperiode, block period, and it's just for studying. It's like part of the student, like you just know, beginning or end of December, usually with the holidays, beginning January, students don't go out, you just study. And so exams are a huge part of their grade, and that's, I think, why they start studying 2 weeks beforehand. While maybe in Taiwan we have presentations, we have group work, we have part of our grade, at least in my classes, we have presentations, but also participation. In Belgium that doesn't exist. So maybe that's perhaps why the Taiwanese students find it better to start 1 week before rather than 2 weeks before. Next, I wanted to see which students worry more about their grades and which students wanted to just pass. The majority of Belgian students just want to pass. They don't really they're not aiming for good grades. They just, if you get an 11 out of 20, they're happy. However, with Taiwanese students, they want good grades. They try to get good grades. So when comparing this, I don't know if I added that. Yeah, when comparing this to how many weeks ahead of time they study, for Belgium it doesn't make any sense. Why do so many students want to just pass but then start 2 weeks ahead of time? So you can see the students that start 2 weeks ahead, 10 out of the 12 just want to pass. Only 2 students that start 2 weeks ahead wanted to get good grades out of the 20 that I surveyed. While in Taiwan, the ones who do start 2 weeks ahead, they do want good grades. So these are the students that are putting more effort into it for them to be able to get these grades. And this goes along with what I said before, that it's just the 2 weeks, it's just in the culture. Students just do it. It's not necessarily to get extremely good grades, it's just to be able to manage their time enough and good enough to be able to get all their 6 or 7 exams in. Yeah. So, to summarize this section, the majority of Taiwanese students want good grades. So when you compare that to Belgium, the majority just wants passing grades, but they do start 2 weeks ahead of time, which is more than the Taiwanese students. And both student groups only study at home when there's an exam or homework, so they don't do any extra effort, at least the 20 students that I surveyed. Next is a partying section of student life, and this in Belgium is really, really big. As you can see, 65% of students go party or to a club 1 or 2 times per week at least. However, in Taiwan, the students that I surveyed, the majority go very rarely. So you can see there's already a big difference in like the party culture of student life. That in Belgium it's way more active and yeah. So the follow-up question is, if they party. For the students that do go party very often, 72% of Belgians go both in the week and the weekend. So they don't care if they have class in the week. The party nights in the week, I think, are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Regardless of whether they have class the next day. And I can vouch personally, I have done that. I could go out and then wake up the next morning at 7 to go to class, and it was not fun. While Taiwanese students, if they do go study, if they do go party, they go on the weekend, which I think is again a big culture difference, because in Belgium there's a lot of student groups who actually organize parties, and these parties are always in the weekend. So parties in the week. Parties in the weekend are organized by really, really big clubs or whatever. So I think that's where the difference comes from. Next, why do people go partying? This was, I kind of just wanted to see if it really differed from in Belgium, because in Belgium people go to get the whole experience of nightlife. They go for drinking, sometimes mostly drinking, for friends, and then for dancing. Here in Taiwan, the majority that go out partying, they just want to be with their friends. They don't they don't really, only 18% of them said they'd go for all of the above of the different nightlife aspects. And this also correlates, you'll hear this in the next presentation about the food culture in Belgium. There's a lot of drinking in Belgium. So the students, they were brought up with it. Beer, if you can hold a glass when you're young, you can drink beer, that's the rule. So to conclude, the majority in Taiwan parties in the weekend is they do go party, and it's to be with their friends, while in Belgium the party life as a student is a lot more active. They party both week and weekend, and it's for all aspects of nightlife, not just to be with friends. So last but not least, it's not just because you don't go party that you don't have a social life. So I wanted to see what Taiwanese students that don't always go party, what else do they do in their social life? So first we wanted to see how many times they hang out with their friends outside of school. And in both student groups, the majority hangs out with them about 2 to 3 times a week. I feel like that's a really good balance. Next, what do they do to hang out with their friends? So what is their activities in their social life? And the majority of Taiwanese students go to restaurants, while Belgian students, the majority do like a mix of them. However, there's still 40% of Taiwanese students also do a mix of different activities, so these two aspects are fairly the same. And next, this again, I wanted to compare how it is from Belgium, because I know in Belgium, as shown, a lot of the students that I went to university with, they only really hung out with their high school friends when they're not at school. And I thought that was kind of weird, like they are very closed off from making new university friends and making a close bond with them, and already like automatically hanging out with them. While in Taiwan, 55% of students hang out with both their Providence friends and their high school friends. So you can see that the Taiwanese student culture, at least from the 20 that I surveyed, they're way more open to wanting to make new relationships, to hang out with everyone, instead of the Belgian culture. But this, I don't know if you guys remember, I mentioned in the presentation I had about Belgium in the beginning, I said that the personalities of Belgians, they're very closed off. They're very, only after a couple months you can really start hanging out with them, and that's just, I guess, how they are. So in conclusion, Taiwanese students in social life, or to see who they hang out with friends, they're more open to new friendships from universities and their high school friends, and Belgians are a little bit more closed off from making new friendships, so they stay and hang out with their old friends from high school mostly, and then both, like I said before, they hang out with their friends 3 times a week, and they do a mix of all activities. So coming back to this question, how is student life in Taiwan different from student life in Belgium? And to conclude everything, we know that Taiwan students, or from the research that I did, from the 20 students that I surveyed, we know that Taiwanese students are more motivated to go to school and to pay attention while they're in school. So you could say they're more serious students, while Belgians, they're more relaxed, only come to class when they want. So they're a little less serious. Belgian students just want to pass, while Taiwanese students, the majority, want very good grades. Taiwan is not, or the Taiwanese student culture is not a very party-oriented, while the Belgian culture, or the Belgian student life culture is a very active party life, party all week. Or all week is party night, drinking, friends, dancing, everything that you can do at a party. Belgians are up for it. And last but not least, Taiwanese students are way more open to creating new friendships, and they have open personalities, while Belgian students are closed off and only really hang out with old friends or people that they've known for a long time, instead of new people that they might have met at university. That's it. Any questions?
Okay, any question? Yes. The lady first.
I would like to ask, how do you come to the decision to your major initially, and are there any certain aspects that you enjoy or stood out for your student life?
How did I come to my major? Actually, it's not. It's exactly how the Belgians kind of look at it. The only reason I took business is I lived in America, and when I went back to Belgium to study in university, they only had international business in English. So I kind of just chose business because you can go very broad with it. You can go into marketing or logistics or whatever. So that's why I chose business. It's not 100% what I want to do, but it's just a start to kind of get a feel of maybe what I want to do later. And then what was your last question?
Is there any aspect that stood out to your student life that you enjoy?
Other than the
Partying,
Belgian one, you mean? I don't necessarily party in the week and in the weekend. If I go in the week, I'm dead in the weekend, and I need that time to just lay on my couch and do nothing. Also, I go to all my classes. I think the majority said that they just go, or no, they'll go to the ones that they like. I go to all of them, so that's just maybe a personal preference. And again, this might be different for other students. Maybe just 20 students that I interviewed were the type that don't go to all their classes. But yeah, those are the two things that I definitely are different from the Belgian culture.
Okay.
Now you're in Taiwan for already 1 semester, and do you enjoy the student life in Taiwan more than your student life in Belgium?
No. I think I prefer the student life a little bit more in Belgium, but that's maybe just because, I don't know, I don't have that many Taiwanese friends. So first of all, am I really in the student life in Taiwan right now? I'm not sure because most of my friends are foreigners. So we do kind of the same stuff that I would do in Belgium. We go for drinks, we drink in the kitchen, or but I think I do prefer the student life a little bit more in Belgium.
Okay. Yes.
In the Belgium, do the students they need to go attend class for almost the time, or they can study at home and just pass the exam?
Yeah, I think this is why the results came out this way. You don't need to come to class.
Yeah.
You can of course, and some teachers actually prefer it. They take names, but there's, for example, I'm thinking of one person in particular. She never comes to class, but she's always there for exams, and somehow she's passed. She's in Belgium right now. She's not on exchange, but she somehow passes most of her exams. So not coming to class doesn't affect her grade at all. So
It's so smart.
yeah.
Okay. Another one? Yes.
Do grades do matter, for example, when you apply for a job in the future in Belgium? Because maybe in Taiwan it could matter, so they
Yeah.
really matter.
I mentioned this in my report actually. In Belgium, at least during the year, there's not really any reward for getting good grades. So maybe that's why students think if I get a 20 out of 20 or an 11 out of 20, it's the same because I pass. But I do think that depending on the job, some jobs do look at grades and see, he has good grades in marketing, so he would be a good marketing person maybe. And I think the diploma at the end also differs. How if your average is, for example, 18 out of 20, I think you get like a little mention of that. But that's about it.
So can you imagine what's the possible reason between Taiwan and your country for the different lifestyle?
I think, well, for how it's different in student life, I think it's just the overall difference in the overall culture of the two countries. What I have seen and what I have always heard is that the Asian culture, we talked about it today, they're very hardworking. So maybe the students learn that from their parents. They have to work hard. They have to get good grades. While maybe in Belgium it's less serious or less demanding to get. I'm not sure. I think it's just the overall culture that's different, that reflects on how the students also live.
I mean, for example, why the student join the social life, like a party.
Mm-hmm.
In Taiwan, only 3 students join the party.
Yeah.
And in particular, for the weekend on a Friday, in a European country, most students they like go to the pub. or drink the beer or anything.
Yeah.
And for my personal idea, I would like to consider maybe have some natural environment. Because in Taiwan, we have the daytime and nighttime always balanced. But for the European country, in the winter, okay, maybe after 2 or 3 o'clock p.m. and then become dark. Okay, so the most students, they would like to go to the pub, drink the wine, anything. Okay, and but here is normal. Actually, it's half. Okay, so sometimes the student will always go back to their home or do some socializing. They don't like go to the pub. Okay, but in a European country, okay, for example, I just visiting to the Poland, and then they start working from the 7:30 a.m. and to the 3:30 a.m. They just go home. No lunch. But in Taiwan, it's very important for Taiwanese students for lunch. Okay, so sometimes, I mean, for the natural environment, maybe it's possible factor. Yeah, so we got a big difference. Yeah. So, yeah, actually, you did very well. If possible, would you send your question name and result by the Excel to me?
Okay, I can do that because I sent you my
And
report.
then I also I would like to try to check for your question name and some result. Actually, when we did the question name, and after that you receive some answer. This answer is reliable or not. You need to check. You cannot only say, oh, I send my question name to someone and someone make some answer and then I all believe it's true. No, maybe not true. Maybe they got some bias. So we need to check first. In particular, I'm not sure. So you are exchange student, you are not the master program.
No, I'm exchange.
So yeah, maybe one day if you do the master program or the PhD program, when you do some questionnaire, you need to try to test. This questionnaire, does someone provide some answer, is it reliable or be ability or not? You need to check first. Okay, but I think you already did very well. I'm happy to know your results.
Did you receive? I will send you my report last night, and the questionnaire is in there. But I will send you my Excel file.
Okay, maybe you send it again.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.